A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. If you need a website or a domain, go to squarespace.com/James for 10% off your first purchase.
For the past couple of weeks, I've been coming to the pier because I wanted to make a little video taking some photos on the pier in really nice light. And each time I've probably come 4 or 5 times, the cloud cover has come off the mountains, obstructed the sun after 10 or 15 minutes, and the light has been very short-lived. Today though, as you might be able to tell, looks perfect. But sadly over the weekend, there was a massive storm and there's been quite a lot of damage to the pier. So obviously it's closed, which sucks for my video, but probably sucks even more, in fact definitely sucks even more for the businesses involved in the pier. So if you're in the area and you hear of this reopening, hopefully in the not too distant future, please come and spend some money at these businesses, because I imagine it's not ideal to be completely closed just before Christmas. But yeah, no photos at the pier today. There'll be other spots, I think. One of the things I was really excited about was the shot I was getting here of this sign that just says ice cream rolls and the people walking to the right of it in the light. And I don't know that I've nailed a shot of it yet. In fact, I don't think I have. But there was a guy, one of the times that I came here, and he just had a shirt on with all the same colours as that sign. And I didn't get a clean shot of it, but that was just, it would have been perfect. But when it's reopened, I will no doubt go back there on many a day trying to get a perfect shot there, because I love the composition. Well, welcome to Triada Bay. Wasn't the plan to come here this morning. I started in Llandudno again, but there was no light whatsoever. And I looked west and there was some light. So I decided to drive an hour here in the hope that it stays. And I love shooting here, but there is quite a strong easterly. So maybe the cloud will just blow over here eventually. Hopefully it doesn't. Clouds are coming over. There's something really nice and clean about this. The seawall, the side light, the grass is dancing in the background, and the relatively clean sky. I like that. Well, for the what feels like the millionth time in this video, I'm waiting for some light. I like those ladders, but I think they could benefit from some side light. Is there some coming? No. Well, that is just a summary of all photography, really, isn't it? Just endlessly waiting for light. But there we go. Some light did come, actually, but when it did, I decided to photograph a traffic cone, which is very me, isn't it? Very human nature. But there we go. Anyway, what I've wanted to do for a while is talk about the future of this channel on this channel, which might sound a bit dramatic. I don't mean for it to, and it's not dramatic really, but basically, if you've ever had a YouTube channel of your own, particularly one that you want to be at least in part responsible for your income,
then you'll probably be familiar with what I was going to call a dance, but it's more of a fight really, between quantity and quality. And if I was looking to cash out from this channel, the way that I'd probably do it is I'd try and make a video every day for the next 6 months. And I'd try and find a sponsor for each of those videos, and I'd take all that money and I'd run. Because by the end of the 6 months, quite obviously, nobody would be watching because the videos would be awful. Now, I don't want to do that. I've got no interest in cashing in on this channel because I want to do what I do forever. And anytime I meet someone and we get talking about careers and they ask what I do and I tell them, they say, oh, that sounds interesting. Have you got anything you want to do in future? What do you want to do next? And not as in like a career change, but how would I like to progress what it is that I'm doing? And my answer is always, I don't. I just want to do exactly what I do now forever. And that's an incredible position to be in. And I feel very, very privileged that what I do as my day job is something that I'd love to continue for as long as I possibly can. And I don't take your attention for granted, or at least I try not to. And yet recently, or for probably the past 2 or 3 years, I feel like there have been too many times where I've clicked upload on a video and I've thought, oh, I'm not particularly happy with that. I don't think that's a very good video. And it's either been that, or I've thought, that's not a bad video, but I'm talking about a topic that's been done to death. Like, we don't need another video on whatever it is, ISO, exposure triangles, whatever. And I try not to watch too many other photography channels, which is a real shame because I've got lots of friends that make photography videos. But I try not to watch too many photography videos because it's all too easy to inadvertently end up copying. And so I don't watch too many photography videos. But when I do, what I see is a mix of fantastically original stuff, original locations, shooting in new or different ways, talking about different philosophies or just interesting material. And then there's a bigger bucket of videos, the vast majority of videos, which are just basically rehashes of Thomas Heaton videos, where people are trying to emulate his channel or other people's channels, and I don't want to be that. And so over the past few months, I've done quite a lot of thinking about how I can make sure going forward that I'm uploading videos that I'm happy with that are original. And that is probably the world's longest way of saying that next year I'll still definitely be around, but I'm going to make a few less videos probably. And as a reference, for the past, well, since the advent of this channel, I've probably made on average 3 to 5 videos a month. From next year, it'll probably be more like 2 videos a month, which is quite a hit financially. Sponsors typically pay per video, and it's not easy to convince sponsors that you making less videos is going to end up with the same number of eyeballs. But on reflection, I'm willing to take that hit because ultimately I want to at least try and make stuff that I'm happier with. And I can see the jokes already on the comments in the new year. James, when do the good videos start? I'm not saying they're going to be good, but in my mind, hopefully they'll be a bit better. And the reality is, I think as this video hopefully demonstrates, making photography videos is often hard. Like, I went out, 6, 7 days to try and record 4 minutes of stuff because there was just no light, or I couldn't get on the pier. And the reality is, I think what I did get is all not particularly great. And when you take that and a need to put content online because you've signed a contract to do so, I don't think that's a recipe for longevity and for holding people's attention. So yeah, long story short, next year you'll see me a little bit less, but hopefully I'll be a bit chirpier. Perhaps. Also, I've got a bit of family stuff going on next year. Not bad stuff, but yeah, I'm going to be busy. Anyway, thank you so much for your support this year. There is another video coming out next week, quite a good one I think. And then I'm going to take a few weeks off and hopefully come back in the new year recharged. But I can't thank you enough for watching the videos this year or supporting me in other ways. If you bought a book, still lots available. I bought enough to hopefully keep it in stock for a year or two. So yeah, still plenty of those available, shipping worldwide. And also a giant thank you to the sponsor of this week's video, a long-term sponsor of mine, Squarespace. And if I'm honest, I don't know that this channel would exist without Squarespace. And I'm definitely not the only YouTuber who would say that. But if you're still not sure, Squarespace is the place, as far as I'm concerned, to build your website. And if you're a photographer, more often than not, that means a portfolio page, but that can be built out into a blog, newsletters, and those are a couple of things that I'm looking to do more next year when I've got less videos to make. Of course, you can have an online store, and really it can just act as an online home for your business. Or perhaps it's just your hobby. But in any case, if you're looking for somewhere to showcase your work online, I wouldn't look past Squarespace. And I've used them to show my work long before I had this channel, and they've never let me down. There are loads of templates to choose from, and making your work look as you want it to online is just a case of drag and drop in most cases. So if you want to start a free trial, just go to squarespace.com and you can have a play around. And after that, if you'd like to make a purchase, just go to squarespace.com/James to get 10% off your first purchase. And as always, a giant thank you to Squarespace for their continued support of this channel and lots of my other favourite channels too. And once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. And then a couple of weeks after that, I think. Cheers.